welcome to Bad Translations. In this video, we will be studying the intricacies and the unique writing style found in Russian fanfiction. While it is a niche subject, the authors that frequent the Russian fanfiction pages are dedicated. You won't find their stories on No Sleep or any well-known website for that matter. To get to these websites, you'd have to just do everything short of going through the deep web downloading Tor. These websites are hard as shit to find. I think this story's fanfiction of a cartoon called Gumball, but it's called Lost Tapes. So I assume it's like, those Lost Tape creepypastas. Oh, yeah. All right, well, let's get into it. Let's see what they got for. My name is Tadeusz. I have little time. They want to catch up with me. Do not watch Lost Episodes, Part 1. The action takes place in Poland, exactly in Zambro. It is July 3rd, 2018. It's 2 a.m. I watched Lost Episodes on my phone. I was just finishing the last episode of The Awesome World of Gumball, Morning. Then I heard strange noises coming from the kitchen. I jumped to my feet and decided to check out what was going on in the kitchen because the sounds were unbearable. When I entered the kitchen, nobody was there. I found that I predicted. Because scratched my head and went to the sleep. However, an hour later, the kitchen sounds woke me from a heavy sleep. It's 3:30 a.m. at night, and I realized that I'd forgotten to close YouTube. The episode Dead Bart had started. Then I heard strange noises and steps coming from the corridor. I decided not to sleep and check the corridor and the rest of the apartment. When I checked the whole apartment, I decided to arm myself with a kitchen knife, and again, I checked the corridor. I heard footsteps behind me, but when I turned around, I didn't see anyone. So I turned around again, and then someone caught me from behind. When I looked, I saw that the character has no head. I stabbed the creature and fled from the apartment. It was warm outside, and it was raining and thundering. There was no traffic on the street, and it was unusually quiet. I decided to go to the night shop and bought things to eat. When I returned home, I found as if a tornado had passed through it. However, there was no sign of the creature after the painting. I decided to go back to bed, but I could not sleep. Then, once again, I wanted to leave the house, but it was impossible to open the door.
Hey, yo, Gary, why won't this door open?
I found the old axe and smashed the door. Then the phone rang, which he said that I have 6 days left and disconnected. Then I saw the letter S on the pavement. I did not pay any attention to that and went shadow straight to the park. On the phone, it showed to me that it was already 5 in the morning. When I was at the tree park, I saw a corpse that had a sword in one hand and a card with the letter M in the other. Then I was reminded of the letter S, and the letters are arranged in WM. I decided to take my sword and escape so that no one would suspect me of the murder. 4 July 2018. I have 6 days left. I decided to go to Lomza to visit my family and say goodbye. Then I called for a life policy. When I said goodbye and arranged a policy, I decided to go to a nearby Kebawonia. I decided to go to a nearby Kebawonia because I was hungry like a wolf. When I was near Zambro, I noticed that half of the city was deserted. There are only 4 stores, including Grozak at Bialystocka, Tesco at Mazowiecka, what the shit? I'm gonna skip this part because I don't think that part got translated. And one restaurant under the name Millard. You got all these random ass names. Son of a bitch, Molly. The dog. 1 sec, the dog wants out. Then another letter I appeared on the block walls. I have already met the 3 letters, smile. After finding this letter, the phone rang and he told me that I had 5 days left and someone tomorrow will suffer from your family for unknown reasons. 5 July 2018. I decided to go around the city, but I did not notice anyone. The city itself was in ruin. So, I went to one of the 4 stores to buy food, drink, and vodka. I saw that one of the sewers was pouring out a black puddle, which is laying in hands begging for rescue. Inventing probably atheists, Next to it was a card with the letter E, and these letters were arranged in SMY. After this incident, the phone rang for a third time and announced that something happened to his niece and mother-in-law. Then he added that I had 4 days left, and he hung up. 6 July 2018. After walking around the ruins in search of a weapon or something to defend, I saw graffiti with the letter R, and it all formed death. And next to it, I found a pistol, a military knife. I thought that it was equipment of a soldier whose corpse was lying nearby. When I was about to get back to myself, the phone rang again, and I asked him,
Who are you?
But he did not deign to answer me? What? But he did not deign to answer me. However, he added in he added in a sad and broken voice,
You have 3 days left. Oh my god.
I decided to go to the library to look a little bit about what has happened to me lately, but I have not found the answer. July 7, 2018. I went to Lidl and took the things I needed to live. When I wanted to leave the moving door, they did not react to me, and I had to knock out the door that was made of glass. The phone rang. Wow, my phone literally just vibrated. Fucking creepy. Oh wow, now my screen is glitching out. What the hell? No, is it fucking the hash slinging slasher? Oh god, no. The stash ringing, the stash bringing, the ass singing. The phone rang again, and this time it was different. Not the one that I had heard the voice before and told me that I had in 2 days left, and at the end he started to moan so loudly that the phone burned? But what?
Oh, God.
July 8, 2018. I decided to sit in makeshift bunkers and wait for events to unfold. By the way, I found the Nokia 3310, which lasted the last days, and I calmly waited for a phone call from a mysterious person. In the end, he called and announced that I was 1 day, and tomorrow he will meet in real. Be ready, watch more and more Lost episodes. And on my Nokia, which surprised me, the letter C appeared. Then everything was clear about death. Then on my back, I felt a cold breeze of souls that continued without purposeful wandering around the world. 9 July 2018. From the beginning of the day, I had shivers on my back caused by the fear of meeting a mysterious person who threatened me on the phone. I did not know her motives or her intentions. Finally, the hour 0 broke. A voice in my head told me to follow his instructions. I joined a deserted clearing where there were several gravestones, but the bodies were before them. A few dead bodies hung on the trees, which changed their color to blue due to time. Then, the shadows of the night, a figure came out that haunted me for the last days. At that time, this figure revealed his hood under which a black face with no eyes and with a lot of scars and a face. At that time, this figure revealed its hood under which a black-faced face with no eyes with a lot of scars and the face lurked. I pulled out my gun and started shooting at it, but every shot ended in a miss. So I pulled out my knife and went to him in a full swing.
Oh, you gonna get cut, bitch.
But when I was about to stab him, he hit me in the face and smashed my nose.
My nose.
However, I did not give up, and after further attempts with the knife, I sprained my arm and broke my eyebrow through falling.
My eyebrow.
Suddenly,
My bones.
the field on which we're located stood in the fire and a figure moved on me, but I escaped and fell into my fire. But her last words before burning were, "Never watch Lost episodes, because otherwise the next will come for me. When they do not know what pity," and burned down. Suddenly the fire that was on the quiet. A few hours after this event, I found my former phone, but it was a lost episode on it. When I saw it, I ran away, but the phone rang through the telephone receiver. I heard it. I have 6 days. I decided to ignore it. I found a first aid kit and dressed all of the wounds, but next on the first aid kit, there was a card with the letter K. However, I did not give up, and further attempts with the knife What the shit? Okay, I guess it's repeating the part with the knife. What, is he stabbing the med kit? However, I did not give up, and after further attempts with the knife, I sprained my arm and broke my eyebrow through falling.
Ooh, my eyebrow.
I decided to ignore it. I found a first aid kit and dressed all of the wounds, but next to the first aid kit, there was a card with the letter K.